In today's BSides Conference 2024 edition. I see that you had a good time in today's conference. A very quick introduction about yourself before we get started.
Good evening, Ram. First of all, thank you very much for inviting to this conference. And I work as a Director Risk Management with SAP. My core focus area is more into enterprise risk management and handling some of these deals which are very critical to our organization, more from a risk management perspective. That's what I do.
Good. So, Girish, that you have been a risk management professional. How do you see the evolving cyber threatscape in today's times?
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting because I keep track of the emerging risk reports from Gartner and the World Economic Forum. So if you see before 2022, cybersecurity was always there in the top 5 or the top 10. And starting 2022, if you see Gen AI is also in the top 10. So Gen AI, cybersecurity, these are the two major enterprise risks which are in the top 10 in all these leading risk management reports.
Great points, actually. Now that you brought up the topic of Gen AI, I want to know your views on the use cases of Gen AI in enhancing cyber defense.
Yeah, I think Gen AI is like a double-edged sword, I can say, right? You can use to fortify your defenses, or somebody can use it to attack you, right? So I think there are a lot of things. For example, you already know what are the vulnerabilities, right? I mean, it's not that there could be like 80-20 rule, 80% is almost the same, but then there is this option in Gen AI where it can analyze the vulnerabilities. It can give you a more automated response every time rather than somebody doing this in a semi-automatic or a manual way. I think that's a great tool for threat identification. And also, for example, phishing, right? You can using the right model and training the model, you can simulate a lot of phishing scenarios, and a tool can be running it constantly rather than you having someone else do it in a manual way.
Just as the threat actors use AI for launching phishing attacks, you can use for defense and detection purpose. Good. Your views on the top 3 things that you would do to enhance cybersecurity?
Yeah. So one important thing. We can have all the tools, all the technologies in the world, but there is one person who's there, who's the first line of defense, which is the human being.
Human firewall.
So I think what we have to do is that we need to keep this first line of defense equipped with enough information, enough training, and that's what we should do. That's the first thing. All the other things will fall in place. And the second thing, I just noted a couple of points. One is about the threat hunting. I would call it threat hunting, where you use AI to do things which you would take like 10 people over a year's time. You can use AI to do that. I think these are 2 things which I would say. And of course, you keep updated on whatever technologies are emerging in AI and do all required more from a policy perspective or from engineering perspective.
Awesome. And before I let you go, I see that you had a good time in today's conference. Any learnings, takeaways from today's sessions?
Yeah, I think it was an excellent conference because having 1,000 plus people and managing so many sessions, the lunch, the breakfast, the coffee, it's not very easy. I truly appreciate the organizing team for doing such a stellar job. That's one thing. The second thing I would say is that in terms of learning, I learned a very important thing. There was a question about how do you keep up with regulations and how do you keep yourself protected against all these compliance related things. There was some gentleman, I forgot his name. So he gave a very simple example. He said regulations is the bottom layer, right? And as an organization, you build policies on top of the regulation, and then you think what engineering has to be done to enforce those policies. I think that's one of the key learning, I would say. And the last one is it was a good opportunity for me to meet a lot of people, and there were some very career aspiration. I mean, youngsters with a lot of career aspiration who wanted to talk to me to find out what they can do, what they should do different. And I also learned from them in terms of what is different. So it was good. Thank you very much, Ram, for inviting me.
Pleasure and honor to have you here. We are very happy that you found the sessions informative and insightful. And thanks for your time and sharing all your thoughts in this video.
Thank you very much, Ram.
Happy to host you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.